mate, what are you doing? Well, I had a surprise for you and the tide came in, so it went underwater. Oh, it'll be right though. I recognise that bag. It's the 165-litre Unplug Ultimate Outdoor Adventure bag. Yeah, it sure is. But what's inside's the surprise that I wanted to show you though. Sure, we'll bring it in and let's check it out. Yeah, for sure. Well, inside here's what we've been talking about. We caught up with Frazer from Unplug very recently to discuss the new range and find out a little bit more about how Unplug came about. G'day Frazer.
Sure, how you going, buddy?
Very good, very good.
Good.
Good to have you with us.
No worries.
Can you give us a bit of a rundown on sort of why we've gone to the different sizes here as well and,
Sure.
what they're about?
No worries. 65-litre is the baby of the range, so This is one of the new sizes. This is the Adventure Orange. We have in the Adventure Orange and the Storm Grey in all three sizes. So you've got the 65-litre, the 110-litre and the original 155-litre.
Yep.
This guy's probably good for like kayaks and like little mini adventures. 110's still for your kayaks, probably more for motorbikes, and then you've got the 155-litre, which is just if you're just trying to take a whole stack of stuff really. If you're going up the beach with the family, you know, for a couple of days, or if you're going through dust, snowstorms, anything like that, you can just shove in the bags, get them on the roof, and it'll make it worthwhile.
We've done a review on this previously. I'll put a link for you on the top right hand side of your screen so you can check that out. We'll cover off in that a little bit more information technically about the materials that we use and all of the rest of it in these bags. But today we're just here to sort of have a look at the new range and discuss different options for what you could use them for. Alright, well, let's go and take a little bit of a look at what they look like on the kayak and how they perform in keeping everything dry. So this is just one idea of a way that you could utilise the bag for ways that you may not necessarily have thought of. So what we're using it for here is just to keep our clothes dry when we're going for a kayak. So any water that's splashing up from the paddles, which it often does, will keep everything bone dry in here, which is great. So we're just going to take it for a bit of a spin now and have a look at it. The one thing that I am a massive fan of with these bags and this range of bags is you don't need to feel like you're limited by the size of bag that you actually pick. You can roll them up and pack them down to a lot smaller size than they actually are. So you can pack down and pack up with all your soft items or even your harder items like your tent, etc. as well. Yeah, come back, come back, come back. Whoa, 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 I said. Oh man. What? Oh Jesus. Oh, looks like it's alright though. It's alright. Alright, so can we kill the unkillable bag? What I've done is I've loaded this up with about 20 kilos of rocks. I've float tested it previously and it actually floats, so what I'm going to have to do is hold it underwater. I can't get a hold of enough rocks right now or enough big heavy stuff to put in it to sink it. So we're just going to immerse it now for a couple of minutes and see how it holds up. Well, we've had it underwater for a couple of minutes now. Let's open it up and see how it's fared. So, most of the rocks that I've got at the bottom are dry. This one here is a little bit wet. So that was a very, very extreme example though. I basically stood on it and held it underwater for 2 minutes to see how it went. And to be honest, I probably could have done a bit better of a job sealing it up, but you get the general idea of what we're trying to test for anyway. So we're just trying to test how waterproof it is. You know, 9 times out of 10 you're just going to be sitting with the bag in the rain or on the roof of your truck, and in a case like that with all the seams folded under, as you would have seen in our previous video, the seams are all folded under here, so there's absolutely no way for the water to permeate through into the bag. Where the water did permeate through into the bag was on the corner of the zip here. That was at the only place, and with zippers you're always going to have that scenario anyway. While it is tucked under, if you're forcing it underwater and there is some air in there, you're going to get some water go in place of the air no matter what happens. But it's a pretty good example of what it does and how waterproof it is for what you're going to be using it for most of the time at any rate. Alright, so taking a look now at the entire range, we've got the original bag here, that's the 155 litre, that's 84 centimetres long by 44 by 42, 155 litres. You've got the newest one here, the 110 litre bag, that's now 72 centimetres long by 40 by 38. And the smallest one in the range now, the 65 litre, that's 58 by 36 by 32. So you've got a wide variety of sizes now with the entire range, which is great. Could you just give us a bit of a rundown on where Unplug actually started, Frazer, if you could?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, with the bags, I suppose it was a bit of a selfish kind of endeavour, really, isn't like solving my own problem of trying to put everything on top of the four-wheel drive and then put a tarp over it, and all the time it took to do that. And then if you went through a thunderstorm on the way up the beach or something, you'd still get all your stuff wet. So like, I just wanted to make it super fast, super easy, and the whole thing behind Unplug is that we just try and dial it in to make it as easy as possible for people to go camping.
Great.
So the idea of these is you pre-pack them and then you can just chuck them on the roof, tie them down, they'll go through any weather at all.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we've got a really good lot of use from the first bag with the channel so far, so really appreciating it. If you're looking at soft bags like these, in terms of storage, you can actually squash them down, tie them down on your roof racks as tight as you want to. Whereas if you've got a hard shell like that, it's going to be not so great for aerodynamics, and it may not necessarily be full, so you might be wasting some space. And as we mentioned before with the Unplug, for example, even in the 65 litre here, I can squash that down to about 40 litres if I want, or I can fill it to the brim if I want as well. Just to give you an idea, this is the 110 litre bag. I've got it squashed down to probably about 70 or 80 litres at the moment. On the back of a bigger bike like this, it's probably perfect. It's not even taking up the pillion seat, so there's plenty of room usually where you'd have a luggage rack on the back. This is just a look at what the 110 litre one looks like. And this is your 65 litre in place of where a luggage rack would usually be. It's fairly well packed up, so it's about the size that it would be, but once again, it's just to give you an idea of what it looks like on something like a bike. Alright, so there you have it, the Unplug 65 litre and 110 litre. Like I mentioned, we just wanted to give you a bit of a look at an alternate use for the bag, so we're taking a look at the motorbike today. Pretty good for all outdoor use, really. I've actually got both of them on here, and there's still room for the driver's seat. Passenger seat's covered over, so if you're an adventure tourer who goes on long trips on your bike, people might enjoy the versatility of being able to you know, pack these down to a smaller size and have a little bit more room, or even just pack them down and fold them up if they're not using them for a particular part of a journey or something like that. If you'd like to purchase these bags, I've got Amazon affiliate links in the description down below. If you could take a look at those, it'd be really much appreciated. It supports the channel, which goes a long way to helping me continue to bring you content. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly share the channel. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.